Whoa, whoa, playing on easy mode. Whoa, whoa, playing on easy mode. Blessy, did you write an intro tonight?
Bro.
Can we just go over this? Yes, no, motherfucker.
Shh, doing
Bro.
this for the podcast, okay?
Did you press play or
Yeah, I
record?
started recording.
Bro, you can't do that. You cannot do that. Literally, what is wrong with you? What's up, guys? Welcome to What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the official Playing on Easy podcast. I'm Blessy. With me today is Sandwich and Silver Lancer, of course.
Yep.
Bran had other engagements, so she will not be with us tonight.
Yeah.
So what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Doing all right.
Doing good, doing good.
All right. I know we literally just recorded like the other night, but what have y'all been up to since the last episode? Anything exciting?
Work.
Work.
About
About you,
it.
Sandwich?
I mean, I started playing that game Steel Rising, which is pretty interesting. It's by the people that did Greedfall. The company is called Spiders, I'm pretty sure, which is cut that out. Which is pretty good. I mean, it's got Dark Souls type combat, and it was very, very interesting. Very interesting so far. I didn't get very far, but I'm hoping to play more this week. And yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Other than played some DVD today with Blessy. Um, announced the podcast, which we are now doing now.
Confirm that, right?
Yeah, I can confirm that. I can confirm that right now. Hold on, let me see. Let me just check real quick on my phone. But yeah, so did that, and then we watched this movie. So that's about it so far for my week. You know.
Now, I will say that I got to watch you play this game that you're talking about.
Okay.
I sure hope it's better than it looked.
Oh.
I mean, I thought it was good, but then again, I mean, you playing all that Genshin Impact. I mean, I guess I can't compete with
Bro,
that.
here you go with this shit again. Listen, at least there is action in Tower of Fantasy, and it's not at you don't move at a snail's pace.
Well, I'm sure the game will get faster as I
I
grow
mean,
my agility.
maybe the game's good. I haven't played it personally, so I can't say that it's not good. However, from the looks of it, which is how we judge games now, apparently, since you want to call Tower Genshin 2.0. That's how we judge games now, is by looks only. That game looked terrible.
Okay.
That game looked horrible.
Also, just so you guys know, look forward to probably getting some streams in of Tower of Fantasy by Blessy eventually, most likely.
Listen, those will be the best streams in your life.
Yeah, best streams. But yeah, no, I mean, we'll see where the game ends. It could end up being crappy. It could end up being good. Everybody's got their own thing. Um, you know, Tower of Fantasy is fun for you. This game seems awesome. I love the way Greedfall played and looked. This one's a little bit different. It's got a very Dark Soulsy vibe, which is fine. The slow combat is fine. It's, you know, they kind of want you to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. But, you know, that's just how it is in that game. So we'll see
At a
where it
snail's
ends up.
pace.
Yeah. Snail's pace, I get it. And other than that, I mean, me and Silver and Blessy watched some. Well, I don't know if Blessy was paying attention, but we watched some trailers last night of games that are coming out. One of which is I'm super excited for is the new Fire Emblem, which has the dumbest name in the world, which I can't remember at this time. But Engage.
It does look good.
Engage.
It does,
Fire
but
Emblem
it
Engage.
does look good.
It
I will
looks
say.
great. But
Yeah.
um that name, I don't know what to think about it. That
I
that
think
name.
I think before you judge it harshly, you gotta wait to play a little. You know what I mean?
No,
I
for
mean,
sure.
maybe there's a reason they went with engaged.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I played three houses and played 350 hours in a month. So I mean, I'm definitely gonna play the new Fire Emblem.
Well,
But
you played a lot more than I did. That's
oh yeah, no. I just hope they go back to the awakening type romance system where you get to choose your romanceable partner and not just have to talk one on one and never talk to anybody else. Never have any other characters talk about anything like in Three Houses.
Sandwich just wants a dating sim.
I do
A
love
hentai dating
JRPGs.
sim would
And
probably be right
that
up his
your
alley.
words, not mine. Okay, I never said I've never even played a hentai dating sim, so
Seems like it'd be right up your alley.
maybe I don't know.
secretly in the background, he's closing down programs. Doesn't want us to
Yeah,
see shit.
he's clicking pause on the install of the latest fucking
Hey man, you can look at my
hentai
Steam.
release.
I don't have any of those games.
Okay.
But yeah, there's that one. The new Zelda's coming out. It looks great. I know Brand's excited for that one. I'm
That
excited for it.
definitely does look fucking good too.
Yeah.
Another good game.
There were a couple other ones with the PlayStation event that went on that was pretty good. Liza P. I don't think it has a release date yet, but man, that game looks cool and it's very Dark Souls. But that's just where action RPGs are going right now. Is they're all Dark Souls like.
Well, it's because of Dark Souls revolutionized that whole genre, and then with their newest release, Elden Ring, which you guys haven't tried it, fantastic. Um, Elden Ring was a huge hit, and they're talking about DLCs and whatnot. So
Yeah, no, for sure. What about you, Blessy? Anything new game wise?
um,
Tell us a little bit of about your Tower of Fantasy.
bro, I don't want to. We're not talking about Tower Fantasy. You already made me feel bad enough for
I
playing it.
hold on, Blessy, to be on your side on this. I have an account for Tower Fantasy. Haven't really played too much of it, but I actually am looking into playing it. So
Exactly.
So,
I got your back, bro. I got
Steve
your
Silver's a
back.
man of culture.
Oh yeah, culture. I'm the uncultured one.
The thing is Sandwich would like it too. I
No,
know
Yeah,
he'd like it because it's basically a JRPG,
I
and
mean that's what I thought about
it's the
Genshin when I
story.
played
The
it.
story actually, the story in Genshin's terrible though. The story in Tower is actually pretty decent so far.
I will say with the first 10 minutes that I played of that game, Sandwich can vouch for me on this. I skip a lot of the story most of the time. I'm not
That's
gonna lie,
fair.
it actually caught me. It actually caught me, so it's kind of. I will say the first 10 minutes was pretty interesting.
This
See,
is just you guys
Sandwich is
trying to
just a
bully me
hater.
into playing Tower of Fantasy. That's what
Sandwich
this
is
is.
just a
No,
hater.
no,
You
dude,
guys are just trying to bully
no.
me
I
into
think
playing Tower of
you should
Fantasy.
give it an hour. 1 hour. Literally just 1 hour. Start an account, play it for an hour, and
Yeah.
then that's it. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. But if you're interested, be be honest with that.
I mean, to be fair,
To be fair,
that is exactly what I figured I would do with the game. I literally was watching somebody's Twitch stream, got a bunch of Twitch drops for the game. I was like, hey, I guess I should maybe try this game out because I'm bored. Why not? So I downloaded the game just to use the Twitch drops. I figured I'd play it for an hour like I do a lot of other games and never open the game again. Instead, I've sunk uh quite a few hours into it. So
He really doesn't want to say exactly.
I'm honestly not sure how many hours. I will say that I'm almost maxed level for the current level cap,
Oh, that's dope.
and
I mean,
and
hey,
I
as long as you're having fun with it, man. I mean, I play
I'm having
Stardew
a great time.
Valley almost every night before I go to bed, and I've played that game fucking over and over again for years. Like,
And man, I've played Elden Ring and Star Citizen for the last couple of months.
what was that game?
So
The last one you said?
Star Citizen, yes, I play Star Citizen for all those out there.
That's not a game. That's just an idea. I don't know
Oh
what you're
my
talking about.
god, it is a fully functioning game. You can totally
Are
go play it right now.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it's just an
100%.
idea.
100%.
This is what I'm saying. Sandwich is just a hater. If it's
Yeah.
not 2D side scrolling and look like Pokemon, he's not gonna play it.
I don't even like Pokemon.
I said look like Pokemon. If you can't play it on an original Game Boy, Sandwich don't want it.
I don't. Okay, first off, I don't have an original Game Boy. Actually, wait, I do have an original Game Boy. Not the point. I don't play games on original Game Boys, so you were wrong.
No, if it's not on his Switch, that's what you meant to say, Lefty.
Dude, I barely play my Switch. I play Stardew before I go to bed on my Switch, and I don't play anything else. I have like so many Switch games I need to beat,
You
and I
play on
just
your
haven't.
Switch. Hey, don't you have Stardew for the PC too?
And Xbox.
Ah, okay.
And
Oh.
who bought your Stardew Valley for you?
You did, sir. You
Pretty
did
sure
for
that was
sure.
me.
Yeah, no,
Pretty
you did 100%.
yeah. Yeah.
But
So speaking of better games, uh, I saw the cinematic world premiere for the Assassin's Creed Mirage game coming out soon.
Okay.
Um, it it doesn't look bad. I
Yeah.
the world itself is beautiful. The graphics are beautiful.
yeah,
I've
but so are
always
the
really
last.
enjoyed
Hold
Assassin's
on.
Creed.
Well, so are the last two games. They would look beautiful.
Yeah, but this one's never
The
ending.
last two game, the last two games did look really good.
I mean, wait. I mean, never mind. I've never played Assassin's Creed. What game is this?
Liar.
Yeah, we know you haven't played it because it's not 2D.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So,
No.
but yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. I think they will maybe, hopefully, redeem themselves because it does look like the story this time around is going to be pretty interesting. Um,
Yeah, I think
I will
Mirage
let you
is.
play that first
I
before
think.
I touch that.
I think Mirage is the last single game that they're doing before they go to their like multi-universe games or whatever. I think that's the last one that they're gonna do, and then they're gonna open it up to be a broader spectrum. I think I could be wrong about that. I'd have to look into it a little bit more, but I know that they were planning on bringing out one more game that's like on par with the other Assassin's Creed, and then they're doing that whole Assassin's Creed universe world, whatever.
I don't know.
Sounds about right.
No,
We'll see how it goes. If that's the case, then this game should be pretty big.
hopefully, Assassin's Creed 2 is still the best Assassin's Creed, but hopefully this will be as good as
Um,
that one.
you're actually not wrong there.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yep.
Anyways, uh, back to the topic, guys. We watched a movie tonight.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, we
We
did.
watched.
Did we watch a movie or did we sit through another
Time
boring
waster?
movie?
Yeah, no.
Okay. We watched Rocky 2022. I mean, never mind. What did we
Yeah,
call it? Samaritan?
we watched
Samaritan.
Rocky Part 78.
Yeah. Rocky Part 78 years old. So we watched Samaritan tonight, which was it was directed by Jason Avery and written by Braggy F. Shoot. Julius. Did I say Jason? Julius Avery? I might have said Jason. It's Julius
Jason.
Avery. He directed Overlord, which was a fantastic movie. Samaritan, not so much. And I guess Braggy, he wrote, or she, I'm not very sure, wrote, what movies was it, guys, that they wrote on? Nobody. Nobody.
I don't know.
So I
You're
think that
really
was
good
our
at
buddy who
this.
was watching it with us. Well, whatever. Beyond the point. That's who wrote it and directed it. Um, so before we get into what the movie's about and spoilers and stuff like that, let's get a rating from everybody. We'll start with you first, Blessy. What do you think?
I think we really need to start with me. And here's why. I'm not gonna be very generous with this movie. I was generous with the last one. Um, I'm actually gonna give this one a lower score than the last one, and
Oh,
I'll explain why later. But yeah, I'm giving this one a 1.
All
all
right.
right.
Go ahead, Silver.
I'm actually going to be generous with this one. Not overly generous because it wasn't good. It was. There were some funny moments for sure, and I don't think it was supposed to be funny. Anyways, I'm gonna give it like a 2 or a 3 at best.
Okay, 2 or 3. I thought this movie was a 10. No, I'm totally fucking
It's
lying.
a 10.
This movie was hot fucking garbage, and giving it a 2, in my opinion, is being generous to this
Generous, yeah.
movie. I'm giving it a 2, and that's me being generous.
On the
And I
garbage.
don't even know why I'm being generous. Like this movie, I mean, I'm sure somebody
You're
will
being
like it.
generous because Sylvester Stallone. That's it.
Yeah,
That's your.
no,
That's,
that's it.
there you
I
go.
love the Rocky movies. I love most of his stuff from back in the day. I even love the Creed movies. But this hot garbage deserves less than a 2. But because I love Sylvester Stallone and he did play what he plays, which is Rocky basically, it's a 2 for me. All right. So we start this movie out with what was it that we started with? We start with the two brothers who lived in Granite City. The Samaritan was heroic. Nemesis was the bad guy. They kind of go into the background, not background, but just like the story of what they were and how they
Well,
affected this
how they
city.
how they became to be
Yeah,
Samaritan and Nemesis.
yeah. And they talk
Um,
about how their house burnt down and all this, and they
their
became,
parents died.
yeah, one wanted to save the city, and one was so angry that he wanted to burn the city down. So then after that we go into present day with uh our main character Sam, and he is almost stalkerish scary in finding the Samaritan.
Very true.
Like
Very true.
he wants to find the Samaritan no matter what, but also is kind of a thief himself and he kind of wants to be like a hero. He wants the hero to come back and like save him, but at the same time he's just like the other thieves in the city, kind of doing their thing, trying to make it by. And so this other kid, I don't even remember the kid's name. Do you guys remember the kid's name? The
Which
kid that
kid?
the kid that he goes to sell the wires with, that he goes to steal the
I
wires
don't know.
with.
You see him twice or 2 or 3 times in the movie, so
Yeah.
no.
So he follows this kid to make some money because his mom's getting evicted from her apartment. He goes to sell the wires with this kid. They rip him out of somebody's apartment. I think it was like a
Or
ripped out.
an
Yeah.
abandoned apartment of some sort. They don't really explain that.
And this is where we meet like the bad guy.
The bad group.
The
It's
bad
not even like
group. Yeah,
it's
it's
not
not
even
even
like
bad guy.
it's
It's
a
a
bad
bad group.
guy, like a group of bad people.
And he sells it. These other guys come up, these older kids, and they're like, "You want to make some real money?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll make some real money." And he goes, "I think that's how." See, this movie was. I can't. Somebody help me. Um.
No, they approached when they were selling wires and asked, basically exactly what you said about, hey, do you want to make some real money?
Yeah. So he
And then they,
goes. Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
He goes. Sam goes with them. He helps them to rob a convenience store. Which, where were the fucking cameras? Like there's definitely cameras in there, and they weren't wearing masks or anything. They were just four kids just fucking walking in. No.
But I mean, I really want you to stress on the point that so Sam is 13, as that's what he says. That's how old he is.
Yeah.
And then these other gang kids or gang teens, as he calls them later on, are like maybe 5 years older than him, maybe a little bit more older than
Probably
that.
like 16 or whatever.
Right.
He's 13.
And they're suggesting robbing a store.
Yeah. So they
Like just
so
yeah.
so they rob the store. The guy comes, he tricks the guy into thinking they got hit in the head. He uses some ketchup or something like that. The guy comes out, they steal
It was
lottery.
hot sauce.
Huh? Is
It
hot
was
sauce?
hot sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
They steal lottery tickets or whatever, and they bring it back to the lair of the gang, which is a junkyard. Of course, the bad guy's place has to be a junkyard because that's where the gangsters hang out in movies is junkyards.
Right.
You know, um, so the they look inside his chips. The guy, the clerk or whatever, he tricked them. Like he got him good. He gave them chips instead of lottery tickets, so they get in trouble. They blame Sam, and that's where the big bad comes in. The leader, Cyrus.
Cyrus. Yep.
Yeah. Cyrus comes in and he sees this kid who has some fire in him. And he's like, you're just like me when I was young. Like, they're probably blaming you for this, even though it's them who fucked up. And he kind of keeps his mouth shut. And Cyrus is impressed because he keeps his mouth shut. And oh my gosh, this movie's going to go on forever just talking about it.
You're within the first 30 minutes of the movie. Don't
Yeah, I'm literally so the guy's impressed with him. He oh my gosh,
he idolizes the evil brother Nemesis, and like I mean, so I'm using idolize like really. That doesn't even do justice. Like this guy worships
He believes
Nemesis,
in what Nemesis stood for.
right? And he wants to continue Nemesis's plan for like destroying the city.
yeah. So
Uh,
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, Sam himself, he comes, he has like family troubles. Sandwich was talking about how there's an eviction notice. They kind of live in poverty. Most of this movie takes place in like in a poverty stricken area, rampant. There's homeless people everywhere. People are doing things on the
The bad
street.
area of Gotham City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but people are just doing crimes out in the open and nobody cares. No cops are about nothing.
Yeah, it's basically Gotham without fucking being Gotham. Like that's really what this place is. It's got like Samaritan and whatever the other nemesis. They are very much like Batman and whatever villain Batman's fighting. So the kid gets $110 from the leader because he kept his mouth shut, and he's like, "Good job, you got some balls on you or whatever." I don't fucking know. And then so he leaves. Next day, the older kids, they go to beat him up, and he's running from them. And his neighbor Joe sees him running from them and decides to intervene.
And
And
like, yeah, and so Joe has like he intervenes, but he's got superpowers. Like he's got super strength. And he like tosses these kids around like they're literally made of paper.
yeah. So this kid believes after seeing that this guy is Samaritan because he has superpowers and he saved him. And
Mm-hmm.
it's gotta be Samaritan. So then we get into the whole back and forth of this kid like being like, "Where'd you go? Why aren't you a hero anymore? I'm gonna prove that you're a liar, that you're the hero that this city had, blah blah blah." And we kind of go back and forth with that until at one point in the movie, uh he's following Joe, saying that he's Samaritan, calls him a liar, that when Joe says no he's not, and Joe gets hit by the bad guys or the teenage kids and their older
Yeah.
brother gets hit by a car and just totally smashed. It would have killed anybody else. But with him, he's on the ground for a couple, maybe seconds, maybe half a minute or something until he like he starts popping his bones back into place, and you just see like this. Go ahead.
And mind you, I want to circle back on the whole getting hit by the car. This is by far one of the most like throughout the entire movie, one of the most like the highlights of that movie. I'm not gonna lie, like legitimately one of the best scenes that just comes out of nowhere in this entire movie. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah. So then he pops his stuff back into place. You see like this heat come off of him, and he says, "I need water. I need water." And he explains to the kid later, after the kid gets him into a shower, that he needs water because if he takes too much damage, his heart will explode. So the kid's like, "Oh, you are the Samaritan." And he's like, "I never said that." And he keeps like he keeps throwing off like, "Oh, you're Samaritan, you're Samaritan." Um, so what happens after that? So the kid keeps bugging Joe about um, being
Being,
a
being
Samaritan.
being Samaritan, helping people that he saved.
Yeah,
That he saved his dad. His dad was car
yeah,
lifting, you know,
yeah.
stealing cars and all that.
Yeah, we never find out why his dad dies, but Samaritan supposedly saved his dad, didn't turn him in, just like gave him a talking to. Um, then Sam gets another job from the gang, and he's disturbed by what they did, and so he goes to. Is that what happened? Did he go to listen in on them, or is that a later thing?
Are you talking about when they like teach him to whistle and all that?
Yeah,
No, that happens. Like Cyrus tries to tell Sam like, "Hey, if you see any cops, you need to whistle." And then these cops roll up, and Sam's trying to tell Cyrus, you know, like he's trying to whistle, but he can't. And
yeah.
then the cops are like, "You got to whistle like this, kid." Cyrus pays the cops off, so obviously the cops are in his pocket. And then like it jumps to a scene where Sam's hanging out of the what was it, junkyard, right?
No, no. So yeah, that's what happened. Sam
Yeah.
went to the junkyard. He overhears their plan. He freaks out. He goes to leave. Their plan is to like blow up the power center of the city to cause mass chaos. After their thing at the cop station where he steals like the hammer, he steals the Nemesis hammer to get ultimate power, and then he causes a riot. And so Sam listens to this and he doesn't like it. And then as he's leaving, wouldn't you know, the teenage gang guys are beating up his friend from the beginning of the movie. So he sucker punches him, and then doesn't run away like he was told by Joe to just sucker punch and run away. And he gets beat up. They break his arm, which happens off screen. A lot of action happens off screen in this movie.
Hey,
Um,
it's a reoccurring theme at this point.
Yeah. And so they bring the kid back to his apartment. And when they do, they see Joe in the window that he didn't die from the car accident. So they run back to Cyrus and them and say, "Hey, he's still alive. He's still alive." Cyrus is like, "I want to meet this guy." So they go out. They go to try and find him. They, of course, an altercation occurs where Joe beats the crap out of these guys. They try to do a bomb, like they try and shoot him, whatever. Nothing's working. The one guy, I don't remember his name, he pulls out a bomb, he sets it off. Joe sees it's about to kill this little girl, so he jumps over a car, blocks the explosion with the car, and everybody sees it. Everybody on the street, they start recording it. They don't see Joe's face, I don't think, but they see him with his hood on, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, Samaritan's back, Samaritan back." So Joe decides he's going to leave because he's been found out. He can't stay in the city anymore. It's not safe. He doesn't want any part of this. Um, and right before this, I forgot to say that because I don't see the point in it. But he tells the kid he's gonna fix his watch that was broken, which I'm assuming his dad gave him the watch, is what I'm assuming. So he tells him he's
They
gonna fix it.
never explained that either. So.
Yeah, they never explain it, so we don't know. And so he goes, he's getting ready to leave. Sam approaches him, another conflict. Sam calls him a liar or something like that, tells him why is he running away. And um Joe leaves and Sam just kind of goes home. In at the same time, the brother of the younger guy who beat up Sam gets back. He tells him, "Hey, it's him. It's the Samaritan. We got to go get him." So they go with guns blazing. They go and get him. They go to the apartment where he supposedly lives, and instead of just kicking in the door and looking if he's in there, they kick in the door and they just shoot all around,
Yeah, in like every direction.
in every direction for some reason. Scoot forward. They get Sam.
Well,
Um,
they see Sam, or Cyrus sees Sam from Joe's apartment.
yeah, that's really, it doesn't even matter. They get a hold of Sam. They are gonna use him to get Joe to come back. And Joe's at the bus station. He sees that he's got the watch, and the watch goes off. He's like, "Oh man, I got to give this back to the kid." He goes back. He finds Sam's mom in like a destroyed apartment, and he decides he's gonna go save Sam. So he goes to save Sam. Fight scene occurs, if you can call it a fight scene. I mean, he drives a uh, trash truck into the building. He gets
City
out.
trash truck.
Yeah, he gets out. He fights the people. He goes to fight. Um, he goes to fight Cyrus, who's like, "You're done. I want him to watch his hero fall." During this fight, you find out the big cliffhanger, the big one. He's not the hero. He is Nemesis. Bum bum bum.
What the actual hell was that?
That was how excited I was about knowing that. Now, Silver says that it was in the trailer.
It
I
was.
I don't remember seeing it in the trailer, but I called it at the beginning of the movie, just based off what the movie seemed like. I'll give them that. That's why also I was not impressed, but the fact that they had enough to make the bad guy actually the person that survived. And you never. I'm just gonna finish this so we can talk about it. Sorry, guys. So fight occurs. He says he's a bad guy. He wins that fight, but then Cyrus runs away. He gets his hammer back. He beats the crap out of people, and he follows Cyrus up. And then you see him and Cyrus. They're gonna fight, and I totally missed the brother dying, didn't I? Samaritan.
Yeah, Samaritan.
Yeah.
So Samaritan died in like the whole point of the movie is they think that both Samaritan and Nemesis died during their last battle 15 years ago or whatever,
25.
or 25 years ago. Turns out Samaritan died, Nemesis lived, and instead of staying as Nemesis, he just walked away from it all. Comes back, turns out like Joe is Nemesis, which it's not hard to figure that out throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
Um, during right before the whole fight scene. Sorry to like cut you off like that, but
No, you're fine.
Joe, when he drives the garbage truck into Cyrus's like build the base of operation, he loaded up the whole back end with like I'm assuming gas, barrels of gas, and rigged a homemade explosive. Blows up the whole place. Place is on fire. So when Joe goes to fight Cyrus,
The
the
second
whole
time.
place the second time, the whole place is on fire. I mean, like the whole building is engulfed in fire.
So at some
So
point, he has a flashback of his brother and his fight. And the brother didn't kill him, but went to walk away. And then while everything was fired, didn't realize that maybe there's the roof is not as steady as I thought. Falls into a sinkhole of fire. And then Nemesis tries to grab him to save him. Maybe I
yeah, I don't that whole scene was
it
really
yeah, it's
weird.
really confusing. Either he tried to save him or he grabbed his mask off and he fell. Either way, the brother died, Samaritan died, and Nemesis was left alive.
Yeah,
Um so then the fight unfolds. Of course Nemesis wins. He uses the hammer and folds it back on uh on Cyrus and then throws him into the pit of fire, like how his brother died. And then at that point, his wounds become too much. He starts to die, as far as we know, because he says his heart will explode if he takes too much damage. But we don't actually know if that means he dies or if it just causes an explosion. Like, you assume it's that he dies. So the kid hits a water main. The water hits him, you know, all that.
he
Yay,
lives.
he saved the day. And then you get to the end of the movie where the kid's leaving. Joe is left. He tells him, like, hey, there's good and evil in everybody. It's your choice to decide what you want to do with your life. So the kid goes down. News cameras everywhere. And they're like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh, did you get saved by the Samaritan? And he proceeds to lie and say, yes,
he tells the
Samaritan's
whole world
alive
that Samaritan's back, and
and that
and
he saved him.
yeah,
And that's
and
how
that's the end of the movie.
that's it. That's the end. That's
Huh? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Are you
I, I
still
was I
awake?
was asleep. No.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure you were. Um so a couple things that I wrote down at least. Nemesis killed his brother, but did he regret it? Did like we don't they never show like
Here. Okay.
it's
Okay.
assumed that he did?
Here. No, he definitely regretted it. Here's the thing. Nemesis stayed in hiding for 25 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
He used his superpowers to fix things, quote unquote, fix things that were broken, um, to kind of find comfort for.
like repentance for what he did.
Right. So he definitely blamed himself. Or rather, maybe even just his rebellious nature for for Samaritan's death. Um, because Nemesis wasn't actually a bad person. He just hated like the system and the
Yeah, he
fact
was
that the the system took from the poor to feed the rich, so to say.
Yeah, he
Um,
wanted a
he
place for them to belong.
so he
Robin
wasn't
Hood? Question
actually
mark.
evil. He wasn't actually evil, right? He was Robin Hood. He wasn't actually evil in the slightest. Um, so therefore he stays in hiding for 25 years and does these small things to, like, as you said, is repentance for his sins.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like he definitely kind of like,
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like the mom says this to the kid at one point, and I feel like it was a foreshadow for actually Joe, not the child, which is decisions you make add up. And Joe is a perfect example of that. The decisions he made as a younger man added up to the death of his brother because of his anger at what happened. And we know how they were made, I guess, but really that's just a story that other people heard. We don't know the true story. They never really tell the true of what happened. They said that the hammer was the only thing that could destroy the brothers, but that wasn't true in the end. It really couldn't destroy them. He made
Right.
that hammer himself, and so yeah, it may have had some better qualities, but it didn't destroy them. Like, we see that in the thing, like, so like I feel like, yeah, he probably did regret it, and he was trying to make amends, but like we don't even know what it was he was like so angry about. Really, we know a little bit about it, but like I wish they would have gone into more detail, into like at least like give us a rundown of what Joe, when he was younger, what he was fighting for. Like, we kind
Yeah.
of got it through Cyrus, but Cyrus's skews or views were skewed.
well, they really couldn't do that because they tried to play Joe as Samaritan the entire time, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but they
I
also
don't know.
didn't really do a good job of hiding the fact that he was
They didn't.
Nemesis.
They definitely didn't, and it made it worse that you could clearly tell that Steven Seagal was playing both guys.
Steven Seagal.
You mean Sylvester Stallone?
Sylvester Stallone, Steven Seagal, same
Yeah.
person, really. Honestly, both
All
boring
right.
as hell.
Yeah.
It
So
it's it's just, you know, like, if they expanded on a little bit more things or had a little bit more explanation, I feel like the movie would have been maybe slightly better. But like, they didn't hide. They okay, as you guys were saying, they tried to hide the fact that Joe, aka Nemesis, was Samaritan. Like, they tried to fool the viewers. Like, ha ha ha, we're pulling the cloth over your eyes, guys. Like, you don't know, but it's like, I don't know. He just doesn't
Yeah,
have. Yeah,
literally, Sandwich pointed it out within the first 5 minutes of the movie.
that's true. No, that's fair. But that's the thing. Like, they didn't do a good enough job of hiding the fact that he is,
and
Nemesis.
and really, I'm sorry, but the villain was not that threatening. I'm sorry.
No.
Like, him and his homeless army were not that threatening in this movie.
Oh my god.
Literally.
Yes.
Like, literally, he goes in the street and it's all these people that are like in a bad
No.
area and
Listen,
whatever.
listen.
And
His
he's just like,
homeless his
we will defeat all of them. And they're like,
his homeless
yeah.
army his homeless army was more threatening than he was, for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
no, but that's what I mean, dude. Like, it was just I'm sure somebody's gonna give this movie like it's so great. But oh my gosh, like it was just there were
Movie.
there was like, you know what was the most important thing I found out in this movie?
hmm.
Nemesis doesn't like ice water.
No, yeah, no, he doesn't. He doesn't
He
like
doesn't like
the
the
taste.
taste. Like, okay, that- and everything was off screen. All the action almost was off screen.
Yeah.
All the important action was off screen. That's for sure. The mindless, like, anytime that Joe did like the mindless fighting, where without a doubt he's gonna win, you got to see that, but it was like again, as I said, mindless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite parts of the mindless fighting was when he literally kicked a guy into other guys. And I made the comment during the movie, I was like, all right, I'll give him points for, beating a motherfucker with a motherfucker. Because I was like, it's clever. But like that whole fight scene was just boring.
Okay, so I just want you guys to know
Yeah.
that 109 critics watched this movie,
Oh
and
god.
they gave it a 40. Okay,
Out of
out of 100.
okay. All right.
Okay, 40% out of
Well, yeah,
109.
that'd be a
That's
4 out of
not
10.
good. Yeah. You know what the audience score gave him?
Let's hear it.
73. This movie is not a 73. I don't care what, and that's over 1,000 people that watched this movie and gave it 73. I'm sure this movie is for someone. Someone will love
Yeah,
this movie.
Sylvester Stallone fans, Rocky fans.
No, because I'm a Rocky fan, and I still don't like this movie. Like, I have watched all the
I
Rocky movies. I've watched Creed. I've watched Rambo. I've watched pretty much.
I
I've watched
like
Cliffhanger.
I like Sylvester Stallone. I don't dislike him as an actor. He's one of the great action heroes back in the day. You know what I mean? I just this
I'm not talking about people who enjoy Sylvester Stallone. I'm
okay, but
talking
I'm just
about people who idolize this man. That's who this
okay.
movie's for.
Yeah.
All right, no, fair enough. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like this movie,
That's
like
the difference in between a critic rating and the fan rating.
and,
Is
and,
the
and listen,
people who has the cardboard cutout of Sylvester Stallone.
okay,
Bless
and
you,
listen,
bless he sitting there with his Sylvester Stallone calling out at his house.
that's how he knows
Nah,
about that shit.
actually, I went out about 5 minutes into this movie and threw it in the dumpster, caught it on fire. Because
No,
that
dude, but
watching the fire was definitely more entertaining than whatever I just watched.
and I'll give it this: Sylvester Stallone played the character that he plays very well.
Yeah,
He played himself.
It's the same base. It's the same basic character. At the root, it's the same character that he always plays. Especially now that he's up there in age.
Yeah.
and listen, there are 1,000 people that this was their niche movie. Like this is their idea of a good movie, and it's not. And I'm not saying like this is just all our opinions. You know what I mean? Like this just happened to be a garbage movie, like just straight trash. You know?
This is the type of movie you take as an actor whenever you're at the end of your career.
I mean, they
Or
wanted
the beginning of your career.
or the beginning of your career, right?
they wanted to show a different take on dark superheroes, but guess what? We already have that. It's called The
Hancock.
Boys. No, it's called The Boys.
Well,
you want to watch
before
something
The
about?
Boys was Hancock,
Yeah,
and that's
before-
what this movie felt like a lot of
Yeah.
times, especially whenever he flipped over the car and everybody's like, "Oh wow."
Yeah, but
Felt like-
Hancock was more a hero. Like, you want to talk about heroes as villains that are actually just villains? That's The Boys.
Well, Hancock didn't want to be a hero. Same thing with this guy. He felt like his superpowers and his the death of his brother was his fault, and he didn't want that life or whatever. I don't know. You guys aren't gonna ask me why I gave this a lower score than the last movie.
No, I want to know why.
No, I've been waiting for that actually.
Okay, so the reason why I gave this movie a 1 instead of at least a 2 like I gave Headhunter is because Headhunter had a lot less budget than this movie had.
Yeah, that's true.
This movie also had a lot more dialect in it.
True.
And still failed to put out a better movie than we watched a couple days ago, last week, whatever day it was.
Like 2-3 days ago. Yeah.
We watched it yesterday, guys.
It was not
No,
yesterday.
no, it was the day before that.
Oh,
It was the day before that,
Yeah.
which was like last week, like I said.
Okay.
So
Fair
anyway,
logic.
this movie was no better than the last movie. We are definitely 0 for 2 so far since we started this podcast on finding something decent to watch. Um,
I mean, maybe that's our niche. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's what this podcast will be about, is really bad movies, because that is exactly the path we're heading down right now.
I mean, I haven't picked one
I
yet,
feel
so
like
I
I feel
mean,
like
I'm just saying.
literally I seen the movie where the kid starts shadow boxing and I thought, "Oh my god, we're watching Rocky 37."
Yeah.
Yep.
No. Fair enough.
However, at the same time, the best part of this movie is whenever the kid punches the fake 6ix9ine in the face and knocks him clean out. So,
That's true. That is
uh,
true.
I don't know. This movie just felt drug out to me.
Yeah.
Um, even the summarization that you gave before it it was drug out. It felt like to me. This movie was just a time waste, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, I would agree that it was definitely a time waster, and it was not a good one at that.
So yeah, it gets a 1 for me.
It-
Fair enough.
yeah, I don't need to explain why I gave it a 2. I think I explained it enough during this whole thing. I'm sorry if you love this movie, then that's fantastic. But this movie is a hot garbage fire that just no.
And I
Man, I
mean,
really can't wait to give something a better rating than what I've been giving these two movies.
I
No,
feel that.
we'll see if the next one ends up being better. So far, we had one picked by Bran, one picked by Silver. Now you and me need to pick one and see how it goes.
Yeah.
But don't
But yeah,
forget, guys, somewhere out there, someone is screaming, "It's a 10!"
Yeah, Bran,
damn.
wherever Bran is right now, she thinks this movie's the 10.
No, she
No,
doesn't.
she doesn't.
But yeah. Well, that's all that's all I got for tonight. You
Yeah,
guys want to?
I
Yeah, we can wrap this up. That's cool with me.
Yeah.
Uh, Thank you guys for listening again. Um,
yeah, and as you know, as we keep doing more of these, I think we'll start looking into more video games as well. Hopefully, hopefully, better movies.
yeah, hopefully. Also, I kind of have this idea. Hopefully, we can get situated to where, we use the Twitch and do a couple like co-op streams with everybody here from the podcast. Maybe play some type of community game together. So be looking forward to that. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications on YouTube. Uh,
And
we
let
always
us,
we always appreciate that.
yeah, we do. And let us know what you thought of this movie if you go to watch it. We would be very interested.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you've seen this movie, please let us know why some people seem to think this is a really good movie.
Yeah, please. But yeah,
But
have a
yeah,
good night, guys.
that's all I got. Appreciate you guys for listening in. It means a lot.
All right.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Later.
Come on, let's go. You want to watch a movie or talk shit with your friends? Let's go and see what adventures we can begin. Yeah, let's play the games or watch the movies together. And all the way we'll be playing on easy mode. Whoa, whoa. We're playing on easy mode. Whoa, whoa. We're playing on easy mode. Whoa, whoa. We're playing on easy mode.